3 that 10 people of the nations shall take hold of the skirt of a Jew and say, we will go with you, for God is with you. They go to the... Clearly the world understands in that 1,000-year period, these are God's people in that kingdom. They've got eternal blessings there. They're living perfect lives. It seems like they would want to be like them. But yet, when Satan is loosed for a little season at the end of that, it appears that most people on earth immediately switch sides.
Yeah.
You think, you know, a 1,000-year period, that's a good amount of time. I mean, none of us, no one I don't think has ever lived 1,000 years. Even in Methuselah was 969, I think. 1,000-year period where you get to observe God's holiness and the kingdom and what God's people are capable of and the blessings and the curse of sin being removed. You see all of that, and you see it for a whole 1,000-year period.
Yeah.
And then in a moment, Satan's loose for a little season, a few days, maybe a month, month and a half, whatever. And in a month and a half, he's able to convince most of the people who have seen 1,000 years of evidence to the contrary that, oh, I think I'll follow Satan.
That just tells you what man's capable of.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so.
In 2 Corinthians chapter 11, I hope I interrupted you too bad.
Oh no, that's fine.
In verse 22.
Mm-hmm. You want to go ahead and read that?
Yeah. Are they Hebrews? Question. Yes. So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Are they ministers of Christ?
It doesn't say so am I. Is that what you're saying?
No, they're just ministers of, he brings up the question, are they ministers of Christ?
But then it goes on to say,
I speak as a fool. I'm more.
I'm more.
Mm-hmm. I am more.
Well, these were ministers of Christ. Where'd they come from? They come from Jerusalem.
Oh, what you're saying is these people were under the early Acts period and they following that. Yeah. So they're not ministers of Christ because they're teaching something different. Yeah.
No, they follow an earthly minister of Christ. That was who's giving Paul the problems.
Right. Yeah, those following what Jesus said in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Just like today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason the church is where it is today as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It happened right here while Paul was alive.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And I think the ironic thing is when you have people like us who believe in right division, the main accusation right away, they'll say, well, you're throwing away most of the Bible.
Yeah.
And you're only following Romans through Philemon, this little section. But if you look at it, like, I mean, I wrote that Bible summary.
Yeah.
We read the whole Bible.
That's
we believe the
book.
whole Bible.
That's a good book.
And you can understand it. But yet, you look at the people who are making that accusation, they're doing what they accuse us of.
Yeah.
Because they take the Bible, they throw away all of it but Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yeah.
And then they only follow that. They don't follow the other. Like when I was taking the classes to that Bible college, you know, the one I got kicked out of, not the Grace School of the Bible.
Right.
I was in this class, as a book it was on Isaiah, and you had 70 people in that class. It was a 3-hour lecture every Monday for 16 weeks, going through the book of Isaiah. So it's like a 3-unit college course, really. And I remember sitting in there with those 70 people and how at the beginning of that class, everybody was so excited. They said, you know, I never understood Isaiah. And this is going to be great. I'm really going to get to know what it's about and really learn the book of Isaiah. I'm so excited about it.
For 16 weeks.
16 weeks, 3 hours a week. At the end, when we took the final, those same people were saying, I still don't know what Isaiah says. They spent 48 hours in the final. Half of the final was learning there are certain scriptures in Isaiah that have been take the words and made them into song format.
Yeah.
Half of the final was writing down those scriptures, and you would have memorized it by memorizing the songs. So the way you learn Isaiah is you memorized a few verses, and that's all they got out of that class. And they're accusing us of not believing the whole Bible.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you don't rightly divide, you're not going to understand Isaiah.
Absolutely. I understand where it fits.
Yeah, but now I can, because I rightly divide, I can read Isaiah, and I can get a lot out of it and understand what's going on there. So, yeah, it's where the thing they accuse you of is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. All right, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Well, I apologize.